Hi everyone, Alison here. It is December 20th. Let's open up window 20 of our advent calendar. Ooh, it is a fairly big one. What could be behind this window? Oh, it's another layered stencil, you guys. Super fun. Okay, time to get some paper and some inks and check this baby out. It looks a little bit like, not a wreath, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? Foliage? I don't know, the word will come to me. Anyways, let's get some paper and some inks. Okay, I'm going to make this fairly easy. We're in the Christmas season, so I pulled out some Christmas colors. I've got Rustic Wilderness, Mowed Lawn, and Lumberjack Plaid, because I think it looks like there's sort of berries on this. I think you can make this any color you want. But, like I said, it is Christmas, so let's make it Christmassy. And in my scrapbook.com order, I got some mint tape. So let's just you know what? Let's cut this down into like a card size panel. Let's see, how wide is this? Okay. Just so we have an idea of sizing. Okay, so there we go. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going to sort of put it right at the bottom. Fits pretty much exactly. And for this time I've got my Pink Fresh Studio blender brushes. This is the 1/2 inch. So let's get blending, and I will zoom in so you can see. I'm going to start with the lighter color. There's the first stencil has sort of the wide leaves. The second one has a sort of branch. So that one I'm going to do in the darker green. And then the third stencil has a bunch of, I'm assuming, are berries. They're like little circles. So let's see. And my plan is to do the bottom and then flip it, do the top of the card. So we've got kind of this frame effect. So these blender brushes work basically the same as the Altany ones that I used before. It's just that we have these in stock and we don't have the Altany ones in stock at the moment. So, and I'm trying to go darker at the bottom and lighter towards the top of the leaf. So before we go on to stencil number 2, I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it, and then do the same but at the top. Well, that's not good. So we might not use this on a finished card, is what I'm saying. It's got a little bit of oopsie there. It's all right. Okay, so that was the Mowed Lawn. Let's go in with some Rustic Wilderness. I'm just using the same stencil brush. And this was basically right in the middle. You could go in with a brown for this. It does look a little bit branch-like. The beauty of stencils actually is that if you don't like this green, you could, and the beauty of the oxides too, you could realign the stencil and make it a different color if you didn't like it. Ooh, but that's pretty. I like that. This would be very easy to make spring, wouldn't it? Okay, where am I going here? I'm wondering if this will actually sort of cover up my oopsie. We will find out. Not totally, but you know, it doesn't look super horrible. Okay, so that is a rustic wilderness. Let's go in with some lumberjack plaid for my berries. And for this stencil, the number is right in the middle here. And a lot easier to see than the other stencil that we had. One thing to note, especially on this stencil, which is a whole lot of dots, there's these 4 little dots that are your alignment dots. Do not stencil those. I mean, you could, I suppose, but they're not intended to be stenciled. Oh, how interesting. That one did not get punched out. There we go. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, so that's lumberjack plaid, grand reveal. Yeah, this is a really pretty stencil, you guys. Check that out. This is kind of screaming to be made into a Christmas card, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna try and find a stamp or something to go in the middle there. And yeah, I'll be back. This is what I gathered. I actually went into my Stitchmas Advent Calendar dies. This is from, what was this, day number 3, I think? Yes. And this is the ornament die. So I've cut it out of red and backed it with some gold, and I've got a gold ornament hanger. And then I've pulled some of the embroidered thread that was in the Stitchmas add-on kit. This is the sort of variegated green one. So I've got a length of that on my needle. And then for the background, the very bottom of my card, I've just gone back to that favorite flannel 6x6 paper pad from Lawn Fawn that I brought in a little while ago. And I've pulled this really sort of pale, kind of vanilla-y cream color. I thought it just kind of worked. I didn't really want to go either red or green. So yeah, I think that's going to give a nice contrast. I will trim down this card where I did the stenciling. I cut that initially to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I will trim that down a little bit so that you can see some of the cream in the background. And what I might do is edge this in brown. I'll bring back my ground espresso. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so for those of you that did not watch any of my Stitchmas videos, I'm going to do a quick stitching demo. If you did watch all of my Stitchmas videos, please skip ahead. But this is how I stitch, okay? So the the die itself, I mean, yes, it's got the holes, obviously, but there are very subtle little embossed lines, and that kind of shows where you're supposed to thread it, and how you're supposed to thread it. So in the center dot here, you've got sort of spokes radiating out. So this is going to be a starburst. Over here, you've got spokes radiating from this outside circle this way. So you've got sort of these half starbursts. And up top here, we've got 1, 2, 3 starbursts. You could also stitch this bit here. I typically don't, but you could if you were really ambitious. Okay, so I'm just gonna start at one corner, and what I like to do is put a little bit of tape on the back. And I had some clear tape on my desk earlier today, but it seems to have disappeared. So we'll just use a little bit of washi. You're really not gonna see this. It's just to kind of hold that end in place so you don't have to really worry about it. So I'm coming up in that, sorry, let's get you centered. I came up in that far hole. I went down, just picked one. I'm gonna go, I guess that's counterclockwise. I'm gonna go back through that hole. I'm trying to hold the threads at the back a little bit to keep my tension. Go into the next hole, back up through the first hole, and down through the last hole. Super simple. The Stitchmas dies might look a little intimidating, but they're actually really, really easy. So now I'm going to go into that center starburst, up through the middle hole, and then I'm just, whoops, going to pick a hole and follow it around, always coming up through the center each time. There's a little bit of washi on the back there, so my center hole is actually staying quite nice and with a good tension because the washi is sort of keeping the threads in place. So I'm just going to keep doing this. Whoopsies. Try not to catch your threads everywhere. Until all my starbursts are complete. And then we will put this card together. I will see you in a few minutes. My ornament's all stitched. I have trimmed this down and edged this. I've trimmed this, and now I just need to ink the edges of this. And then we can start assembling. And I'll show you my stitching in a minute. Let's just get some adhesive on this guy. I also need to find a card base. Luckily, I had one handy. Okay, so my cream plaid goes down first. And this is basically the whole front of the card. Here we go. And then this one will go down. And I think, well, I'm going to take a look at my little boo-boo and see if I can hide it anywhere. And the ornament is going to be up there. I think I'll put it at the top, and then possibly, although I don't think I have any ribbon at home, so that part might have to wait till I get to the store, but I could possibly tie like a little bow that might hide my little oopsie right there. But first, let's get this adhered together. And you can see the beauty of that variegated thread. So I started here, so that's the lightest green, and then I ended here, and that's the darkest green. Looks cool, right? So let's get some glue on the back of this. Put it under a block. And I'll probably pop this one up with some pop dots. Sentiment. So we just got these stamp sets into the store. This is the Mittens and Mistletoe. And there is a very delicate little Merry Christmas stamp. Now I could stamp the banner and everything. In fact, I could do that, put it at the top and have the ornament hanging from it, and then that completely hides my, oopsie, there we go, problem solved. So I need some white, extra white cardstock. Let's get, yeah, let's stamp the banner in our ground espresso to keep it, tie it together with the rest of the card. I'm just going to move this guy. I feel like I'm off camera. And so this one I will have to detail cut out. Oh, that's so pretty. Before I detail cut him though, let's get the Merry Christmas in there, and we'll put that in with my lumberjack plaid. Okay, I think we are ready to assemble. So I got my card all waiting. I've got my banner that I've just detailed cut, and now I can put that there, and it basically hides my little oopsie. I can have this in the middle, and on my little magnetic pin minder thing is a tiny bit of gold thread. So I think we are just going to use that to sort of hang the ornament. So let's pop the sign up. Let's get some pop dots. And then I was thinking I would pop the ornament up, but now I think I will just leave it flat. If I'm going to have the banner sign, the banner popped up, then I'll have the ornament flat. So I will get some glue on him. I also need glue on this. Ooh. Okay, let's get him into place. We'll bring him right down. So he's sort of nestled in that bottom greenery. We can put our red. Sorry, you can't see that. I was off screen. Just looping it through. I'm going to glue this on. And then that's just going to come straight up. And I'm not going to worry about adhering it just yet, because I think the pop dots here on the back of my banner should hold that in place if I have positioned them correctly. I did not. Of course not. Okay, so let's just hang on. Tiny bit of glue there. Put my banner back down. That can stay in the glue. We're going to cut him off. Question. Does he go right to the top of the card, or does he just go from the banner? think he just hangs from the banner. So chop him right back to the banner. The last thing this needs is a little bit of sparkle. The sequins that we've had so far in this advent won't work with this color scheme because one set was pink and one was blue. So I think we might need to go back to these pearls. Unless I try and find something red or something more sparkly. Nope, we're just gonna use what we got on our desk. We're gonna go with these pearls. We're just gonna use these little ones, and I'm gonna learn from past cards, and we're gonna add glue first. Get them centered so they dry straight. Yeah, so there we go. A Christmas card out of our stencil. I used Christmas colors for the stencil, but I think if you used more lighter tones, more springy greens, put some pink dots there, you've got a lovely spring card. You could use it for Easter or something like that. So there we go. Okay, thank you for joining me. That is the stencil from day 20. Only 4 more windows to open, and then we're done. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of the month. And yeah, we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.